we're gonna discuss this. That do you think that when Mariah Carey left the demonic entity of the industry, besides Clyde Davis, Tom told in marriage, and he started messing with Jennifer Lopez as she left her husband for Diddy and Tom, of course, and Mark Anthony while she was trying to get her career after she did the movie Selena. Do you think that when Mariah Carey was dating, what's his name, Derek Jeter, who's African American Irish, and dating Latino, white Latino, should I say, Luis Miguel? And let me explain why I say white Latino or white Hispanic. Both of his parents are from Europe. Okay. His dad is a Spaniard, and his mother is Italian. He was born in Puerto Rico and lived in Mexico, and he was considered the Mexican Michael Jackson. Okay, and I'm a fan of some of his music. He sings a lot of love songs that's slow. I'm more a fast beat person. I like to dance and like the song Dame. He came out on Dame back in '96. It had a faster beat, and I actually like that song from Luis Miguel. It's like he's the white Mexican Latino version of what's his name um God dog it uh God dog it Luther Vandross, because he sang them slow romantic songs, and Luther Vandross mainly sang them slow R&B songs, and so I had to compare him, because that's what remind me of every time you hear his music, someone's playing the slow jams of Latin pop slow jams of Luis Miguel. They're not playing Dame. Dame is a faster beat. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I like the puedo amo dame. You know what I'm saying? I was in my teenage years, and I'm back in the 90s, and I'm like, dang, finally got a fast song. You know what I'm saying? Because I do like some slow music, but I'm more a fast beat dance person. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm tired and I want to lay down, I want to calm down, I'll listen to some slow music, okay, to calm my energy down. But if I'm in the upbeat, I don't need to hear no Luis Miguel or Luther Vandross or Mariah Carey slow music. I'm gonna listen to fast music. Heartbreaker, you know what I'm saying? I like the dance, okay? I like to be jumpy and bubbly, okay? So that's why, okay? So, anyway, but do you think that Luis Miguel and Deji was trying to bring Mariah Carey to her roots? Mariah Carey's mother well, she's deceased last year, like her sister died the same year. Mariah Carey's mother was white, Irish American, and her father was part African American descent on his mother's side, and part Hispanic Latino from his dad's side. His dad was Venezuelan. Don't you go bash Mariah Carey. I know everybody mad about Venezuelan. Don't you go bash Mariah Carey because she's Venezuelan. I noticed that, yeah, ever since the whole Trump thing, and there's other Latinos, Lord have mercy, bashing Venezuelans. I've seen it. The Venezuelans going through Mexico, they're bashing them for being in Mexico and them crossing the border. Then you have the gangs, not every Venezuelan is a gang member, but you got that going on. The sad case with Jocelyn, I forgot to say her last name. She was Mexican. I think she was Mexican American. She was kidnapped and raped by two Venezuelans. I thought that was Salvadoran. I thought those two were Salvadoran, but now they saying Venezuela. Okay. Anyway, but they bring it up, and I'm like, if people bashing, don't you go bash Mariah Carey because you're Venezuela. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna cut you and get my shank out. You better, you better leave Mariah Carey alone. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I be saying, no offense to Mariah, what's up with your cousins? You know what I'm saying? No, all Venezuelans are bad. We got good Venezuelans bad. You know what I'm saying? But ones are like, hey, Mariah Carey, come on, give her a tell them, start acting a fool. But her grandfather Roberto Nunez was from Venezuela. He came through the Florida Keys, which I see why I thought he was Cuban, because there's some records that put him as Cuban, because a lot of Cubans came to Florida, right? Okay, and it was Cubans like what's her name, Cameron Diaz, who's also white passing mixed. Her mother is Irish, German, and Native American. Native American's not white. It's a mixed no race, okay? And I guess she just came out looking more, white passing, but she has Native American ancestry. And her father is Cuban. And she said her father was the Cubans already before the Cuban migration, yeah, in Florida. Yeah, so there's a history about that too. So, but no, Mariah Carey is not Cuban. Neither was her father and her grandfather. Her grandfather was from Venezuela. And so a lot of people don't realize that we already had Venezuelan immigrants here. Greg Abbott, not Gregory, not Greg Abbott, the mayor here, the governor here in Texas, the R&B singer, touch you down, what is that? Will shake you down back in the 80s. Okay, he's part Antigua, right? He's from Antigua, right? And he's part Venezuelan. I know the brother was light skinned green eyed brother was part Hispanic all these years. Yet to all my Latinos, yes, Gregory Abbott, they sing Abbott, excuse me, they sing Shake You Down back in 1980s. He's part Latino, he's part Venezuelan. So and it wasn't name she's not all that white. Ronda Rosley. Ron Rosley is a part Afro Trinidadian and Venezuelan and white. Yeah, she's yeah. Don't you go fight Ronda Rousey on the she'll beat your ass up, okay? You know what I'm saying? You might ain't trying to stereotype. You might think she's a dancing little white girl, but she mixed. She got African, black hair, some Caribbean, and she a Latina. She got that. She the hood, the sister and the Latina come out of her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she like a white girl, but she's part Trinidadian and part Venezuelan. Besides white, Ronda Rousey, yeah, she is. It's a lot of people who Venezuela. What's the song? What was that song? The Player Skills. They Venezuelan. They from Dallas, Texas. The world got too many freaks. That song, right? Okay, back in 2004 or 5, yeah, okay. Yeah, they're Latino and they're not Mexican. They're Venezuelan. So a lot of people forget that we have Venezuelan people way before the immigration. And Mariah Carey is one of the biggest hot part Venezuelan celebrities out there. Her grandfather was from Venezuela. Her grandmother was African American descent, so her dad was part African American and part Latino. And Mariah Carey's mama was Irish. So, and y'all better not be harassing Mariah Carey about the immigration, okay? Because I'm going to cut you. I got my little shank with me. I'm going to cut you out. Believe Mariah Carey alone. She will always be my baby. But do y'all actually believe that Luis Miguel and Derek Jeter, who's African American Irish, are trying to bring her to her roots? You know, trying to comfort her and let her know who she is. You know, she knew she was African American, Venezuelan, and Irish, but when she met a part black and part white Irish man, that's Derek Jeter, and she met a Latino, but actually he's a white Latino, yeah, because his parents are from Europe. He was born in Puerto Rico and raised in Mexico. We're going to talk about that because, and they whitewash Latino media because like a lot of novellas you be thinking, oh, it's a mixed race person from Latin America who just came out white passing. No, it be Europeans moving to Latin America and getting them roles to play in novellas and become famous, like Belinda, the Coco Mexican singer from she's technically white. Belinda's mom is from France, right? One from France, one from Spain. Yeah, her parents French and Spanish. So she was born in Mexico. Yeah, she's Mexican national, but she's not the mixed race, you know, with a mix of mestizo, mulatto, sambo, you know, Afro-mestizo mixture, because y'all forget there was African blood in Mexico too, okay? So she's Spain and she's black. No, she's a full-blown white girl. Like Shusha. I used to watch Shusha back in the day. And she was a punk. Here we go. Y'all fetishizing these white women and who in Latin culture, okay, because they saying, what's her name? Morel Moreau. She was a thought. Why y'all celebrating her more? Y'all celebrate Dr. Darren and Lupita Yoko because of racism, like colorism, like Eurocentric beauty and stuff. Okay, so Susha, I thought she was a white passing Brazilian woman. I thought she just mixed up with some dishes and Portuguese and black, just came out looking white. No, One of her parents is from Germany, and one of her parents is Italian. She moved to Brazil. Well, her family moved to Brazil, and she was considered a Brazilian. And she was known as she was a porn star back then. She dated Pele, God rest her soul. And then next thing she started a children's show. Yes, she started a children's show, and it was in Portuguese and Spanish. And even when she had her shoes and dolls and stuff, you had so many ethnic, racially biggest, mixed, or those the darkest dark to white kind of light skin because of white parents beating, fighting over after Black Friday over Xuxa's items. That's how bad Xuxa was so big down there in Brazil, and even in Latin America, other parts of America where they speak Spanish. When I found, because they called her the hot Latino, and it was on the Rich and Famous, and I remember talking about Xuxa, and so she was on Playboy. Yeah, she was on Playboy. Uh, but this is some weird shit. She was on Playboy, but later on she's have a children's show. I'm not saying she's one of those piece of gay pedophile type people, but yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, thought you were trying to touch my stuff. Yeah. But no, it's weird. She was a porn star. She was on Playboy, and then later on in years, she become a child star. Like not child star, she become a woman who have a children's show. Children's show. I thought that is weird. I mean, people can change, but a porn star, Playboy, dated the soccer Afro Latino, Afro Brazilian Pele, and then next thing from that, she started having a children's show, and all these parents fighting each other to get shoes and dolls and items. And this is a racially mixed country that has more African heritage in other places. More slaves went to Brazil. So you're looking at and have indigenous heritage as well. You're looking at the fact that no one ain't gonna fight over a woman. No one's not fighting over Paul Abdul. And Paul Abdul dad was part Brazilian. A lot of folks don't know it. Paul Abdul dad was Brazilian sorry. They had Paul Abdul dolls, and they ain't fight over Paul Abdul like that, They ain't fight over uh other people in Brazilian who are darker. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Those Eurocentric, like, God, darker, you gonna fight over other parents to get Shusha dolls and Shusha clothes for your daughter, Shusha sandals and shoes that Shusha was wearing. I remember they used to advertise on the Spanish channel. Had this, ethnic looking Latino woman with olive skin tone, dark hair, trying to put on Shusha shoes, knowing that you cannot wear them little girl shoes. But this is the extreme blonde hair, blue eye. Her parents from Europe. She's technically Italian and German. She goes to Brazil and make it. What about the other Brazilians who don't look like that? You get my point. I have to question it. Like, God, dog it. This is it's a very racially mixed country. They have recognized different characterization of mixedness, but this white woman gets to get this big